What is going on, everyone? So today we're going to take a look at LKCO stock, otherwise known as Luokung Technology. And the past few weeks has been quite hectic. There's a lot of news of the stock being potentially delisted, getting banned, dealing with, Chinese military, things of that nature. And I'll give you guys some updates on it, and it's sort of good news, but also not really good news. I'll show you guys in just a second, but before we do get into that, let's take a look at the current stock price, right? So we can see here historically, just past few weeks, right? We hit all-time highs of $3.86. And then ever since that, it just downtrended and continued till we hit pretty much a low of around 70 cents, give or take. And recently, it seems like because more people are thinking that the stock is going to survive and not get banned, that maybe they decide to get in. And just before I proceed any further, just remember this video is for entertainment purposes only. This is not financial advice. Make sure to do your research before making any investments. But we can see here quite a big buy volume right there, and the price actually went up quite high. Like, look at this percentage, 73%, give or take, when you're measuring it, and pretty much 70+%. And that's quite insane of a return for literally what? Just a few days, like in between, like literally like a day plus. And it might not look that crazy because the price is, so cheap when you're looking at it from like a 70 cents to like $1 plus. But when you're doing it from percent wise, it's so much bigger because there's the price points to move that high. That's a lot of percentage, right? So for instance, even if we're looking at it from this viewpoint, just the current price point right now, look at that. We're at 45+% gain. So if you're putting in a huge amount of money trading this, then you could make a lot of quick gains. But obviously, it's super risky because of the so-called history with this stock and overall the potential banning. So just keep that in mind. But let's go ahead and let's just take a look at some of the updates, right? So I'll start off with the bad news, I guess, and then I'll show you guys the good news at the end. So make sure you stay till the end to see that. But the easiest way is to simply just look it up on, I usually like to go to Reddit because people give a more recent and honest feedback on what's going on, right? And a lot of people have some stuff here. But for instance, look at this, right? There's posts here, and I'm not using Robinhood, obviously, GameStop, all that nonsense, what happened. I'm not messing with it. Plus, I've had friends who, they used to have some investments that the companies got delisted. Next thing you know, they lost their money. But here, this is someone's post, and they're basically stating that this is what Robinhood said, right? So they stated, in an effort to comply with the executive order, they're saying you'll be no longer able to buy or sell LKCO after the close of March 11th, which supposedly, if you're watching this for the day, is technically today, and that's supposed to be in the next few hours. But they just said check your email, whatever, right? And then if you were to check out the comments, a lot of people are saying that this is not accurate. There's some new updates, and this doesn't make sense. And if you were to continue to scroll down, you'll see again another post, and there's some more clarification on here too. Some other people are saying, hey, look, this is not accurate either. There's another thing. So basically, it seems like I just comment really quick on this because I noticed I watched a lot of interviews with Vlad, the CEO of Robinhood. And they interviewed him, if you've seen his interviews, they're grilling him like crazy, like, yo, why did you stop the buying, everything like that. And regarding like GameStop, AMC stuff, right? But for stuff that he did mention is they said they're trying to improve the way they are more transparent and give you sort of like a heads up. So I think this is just like more of like an honest, like, hey, look, there's news that this company might get delisted. And if that were the case, we're giving you a heads up that's saying, hey, you may or may not, because they don't say it isn't. It just say you may no longer, not it is. They're just saying it potentially might be where you won't be able to buy or sell, right? So they're just giving you some sort of like heads up, right? Now, again, I'm not on Robinhood, so I can't confirm what happens after the market closes, whether or not you can still trade it. Who knows? But some good news, I guess I'll show you, is this article, which was posted this morning. Yahoo Finance, feel free to search it yourself to clarify the information and check it out for accuracy. But and pretty much you can see here that the restrictions for LKCO will not take effect until May 8th of 2021. So pretty much, again, just a quick background if you weren't sure. They just think that it is essentially, you can quote here, communist Chinese military company. And obviously, anything dealing with the U.S. and then the military with that's like their own battle. So, there's not much, I'd say, as a regular retail investor that you can control, right? If the government and the upper heads want to pretty much do whatever they want, then they have control. Like, you can't just sit here and go on, social media and be like, hey, they might or may not. Like, there's no guarantee. So again, it's good news short term that I can say is that, yeah, you have a sort of a few months window, but also the negative that people don't also need to consider is if this were to happen May 8th and then they get delisted, then guess what's most likely going to happen? Going to be a massive sell-off. I don't know how high the price is going to go from then on, or maybe it might just stabilize and, consolidate sideways for the next few months. But just note that if there is news that's saying, hey, this stock is going to get delisted, is going to get banned eventually, maybe it doesn't happen today, but in the future, well, don't be surprised if the stock just plummets down, everybody sells off because they're trying to get out. So that's just something in terms of risk to reward. So again, if you understand the risk, you're very, very confident, and you know exactly, like, if this were to go to zero, you'll be completely fine, then that's totally understandable. But for people in there just putting everything that they know, everything that they own to their name, thinking this is going to go crazy, and it gets delisted, don't be surprised if that were to happen and the price tanks. Just keep that in mind. Understand the risk that's involved with these type of stocks, especially ones that are clearly battling against a whole different country in terms of like whether or not they can survive. So that's some things to do. And then you can see some more background about LKCO. But I'm guessing most of you watching this already know somewhat about the company. But that's some just quick news updates. I'd say so far it seems like they have given you sort of a window. But short term, people who are trading this, they probably understand the volatility and everything. So just keep that in mind. But do let me know your thoughts. Do you think LKCO will survive? It won't get delisted? Or do you think by that time comes, who knows what's going to happen? Let me know what you think is going to happen in the comments below. And aside from that, if you want to get 2 free stocks valued up to $1,850, then all you have to do is go click the first link in the description below, sign up for an account, and as long as you deposit $100 minimum or more, you'll be able to receive 2 free stocks valued up to potentially $1,850. And aside from that, if you haven't already subscribed to the channel to see more updates on the market, then feel free to hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, comment down below your thoughts about LKCO, and I'll see you in the next video.